Hello, this is Jan from the Fuzzy Duckling, bringing you some more scrapbooking tips, and we're going to title this one, Where to Pick Your Scrapbooking Flowers. And you know, there are actually several options, and I don't know if there's a scrapbooker out there, there probably is, that doesn't like to use flowers on their pages or in their junk journals, or on the fronts of the books that they alter and make. We just love our flowers. But obviously, I mean, as you all know, we can't actually use real ones unless we dry them and treat them, which is quite the long process. So most of us go other routes to find and pick our scrapbooking flowers. And I have several things I want to show you today. Now, obviously, a great place to find your flowers is it at a store like Hobby Lobby or Michael's or Joann's, or if you're not in the United States, I know there's a lot of stores over there. I just don't know all their names. But oh my goodness, this was a Christmas present. I usually ask for scrapbooking supplies for Christmas. I just love all these things, and my family is so great in supplying me with beautiful things. And I just love these. In fact, I've been hoarding them because they're so pretty. Or here's another one. I've used several of these. So actually, this is probably how most of us pick our flowers as we go buy all these ready-made beautiful ones. And then I also know at the store you can buy those that are just the petals, and you can put them together however you want to. The only problem I have with these, do you see the price on here? $5.99. I think this was $5.99. And what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 flowers in there? Oh, actually, it's an 8-piece assortment. 4, 5, 6, 7, and I've used one. And so they're a little pricey if you like to use a lot of flowers, which, you know, if your budget allows it, this is the way to go because they're beautiful, ready-made, ready to put on. But if you're like a lot of us, we like to use lots of flowers, and it gets a little pricey. And there are some fun options out there for flowers. I'm going to show you. This was one I went to quite a while back, which was making my own, and I'm going to show you what we used for that. This is very close to some that we saw here, and these, and all kinds of different colors. And you know how these were done? You probably do. And I'll say right now, I just love this little pair. They actually look like a little pair of earrings, don't they? These are from Silk Flowers. When you buy your silk flowers in the bunches. Get this in camera here. Move this over for now because I want to show you. Oh, I found a little spider. Well, hi, little guy. Oh, you're tiny. All right. Silk flowers, if you buy them. Now, be careful what ones you buy. You don't want to buy these great big huge ones. Well, I suppose you could if you wanted to cover a whole page with them. But actually, all you have to do is pull these little flowers off. And look at that. This is just exactly like the kind of things you buy in your craft department. They just aren't put on stems. And then, like these little cute ones here, put a dab of glue there. Put another one on. You can put a little button or a little jewel. And you have a beautiful little ready-made flower. And that's how all of these were done. I used brads. I even used paper fasteners that you buy at the office supply. And if you didn't like the gold color, get a dab of paint and paint it. Here's the cutest little kind of button in the middle. Oh, you could just make all kinds of flowers. And this was just kind of show you, you know, what all you could do to make your own flowers. This was a cute little flower brad in this one. This is a little fuzzy piece that actually came off the other flowers when I pulled them off. I've got all kinds of flowers. And then once I pull them off, I've been storing them. Let me show you here one more. Here's the brown ones. I flatten them all out and put them in a baggie. I like to have them all flattened out because then when I'm ready to use them, they're not all wrinkled and messed up, and then I don't have to go search out my iron or anything to get them to work. And while I save those flowers, I also save any leaves that come off them. And this is a fairly economical way to buy your flowers. Oh, and if you get into Christmas and fall, look at these beautiful flowers. Oh, you can just make the most beautiful things out of some of these. What else have I gotten here? Oh, like pretty spring flowers. I have all kinds I've saved, and then I've put them in these baggies. And that is just so easy. A dab of glue and a button or a brad, and you're ready to go. Let me move these away for a second. Now, yesterday, I went shopping. That's not a shock, and I always have to go through the craft department. But I've also said many times, don't stop at the craft department. Go through the greeting card section, or where you have all your wrapping papers and bows and ribbons, or the party section. Now, I happened to pass the party section yesterday. And I just passed it up. I didn't think much about it. There was one about the Hawaiian parties. And they have all these leis hung up there. All kind of colors. Look at all these flowers. I stopped and looked. This is from one of these bunches I bought. Look at all the flowers. I took them off. And look. Aren't they just beautiful? Little flowers. Again, the same thing you'll buy at the scrapbooking department. Yeah, I mean, how many do you think this would make? If you doubled these up, I didn't count. It would make scads of flowers. And you know what this particular container full cost me? They were 97 cents. Look at the flowers I can make for 97 cents plus tax. Here you can see one of these labels here. Well, the price isn't written on here, but it was 97 cents. So, I bought a pink one. I bought pretty blue. And I bought this bright variegated strand of flowers. Now, there's 2 leis on it. But when you take them apart, and I tell you, they're so easy to take apart. Let me show you one here. And I say, this is at Walmart, and our Walmart was carrying them yesterday, and this is, what, mid-July? I think it's the 13th? Something like that. So, I don't think it's just Walmart. Go to a party store, and look at how easy these are to come off. Just find any spot in here between the flowers. Give that little thread a snip. And look. They just fall off. Well, one thing you have to watch out on here is a knot. In one spot, there'll be a knot where they tied it together. And you will have to get rid of that knot. And then there they go. Look at that. Now, let me show you real quick making a flower out of this. All of these. I just don't know how many there are. Less than $3. Then there's some tax on it. So, you know, probably what, $3.25? I literally got hundreds of these petals. Talk about economical. So, let's make, well, let's see. Let's find one more. I've already got it out. We'll go back to these pink ones. Let me show you real quick how to make one. You need your glue. Well, in fact, I'll be honest. You don't even need your glue if you have brads. And I'll show you one with brads here, but all you have to do is put a dab of glue right here in the center. Place your other one on, and I like to have my petals be a little off-center with each other so you can see them all. And then you can put whatever you want here, which could be a button or a little jewel, sequin, whatever you want. Or forget the glue and use a brad. Let me show you how easy it is with a brad. I have this little, here's a little star-shaped brad. That'll work. Just punch, there'll always be a little hole here where they strung it. So punch your brad through. Brad through. And then you can always use the brad to fasten it on your piece of paper. And instantly you have this pretty little flower. Once you get a flower made, there are some things to do. I would suggest if you bought white flowers, then you could probably use some of your spray paints or your spray inks and spray them to match your layout. Or on this one, put some stickles on the edges of your petals. That's really pretty. Okay, I want to show you something else with this I think would be pretty. Did you see that little pretty flower I made here? That was that little white flower where I made them from the silk flower bunch, and I had a little crystal embellishment there. What you could do is glue these two together. Place this on top, and look at what a beautiful little flower that would make for your page. Let me see if I can get it up here where you can see it. All for next to nothing. Very kind to your flower budget. Now, if you wonder where these little beautiful sparkles come from, you can find them in the craft stores. But you can now, I know you can find these at Walmart too. Look at these. How long do you think a bin of crystals like this would last, even if you make hundreds of flowers? And of course, I use these for lots of other things besides just flowers on my pages. They're just wonderful. And really, for as many as in here, they're fairly economical to buy. So any of these flowers, I could take this and put a yellow center, a red center. That gold center would be pretty. Or a white crystal. Oh, there's just so much in these. It becomes really fun to make your flowers. And once I did mention, if you want to go to the store and buy these little gold paper fasteners, if you don't like the gold, take a dab of paint and paint it any color you want it. Or you could probably use your fingernail polish. What about some glitter fingernail polish on those? I'll have to admit I haven't tried that, but now that I thought of it, I might have to do it. So here's hoping that you have a lot of fun making your own flowers. I should have had one of mine out here, one of my layouts out here. Tell you what, I will go get one. Here we are. Right here in the center of this layout, you see this little pretty daisy? This was from a silk flower that I took apart, and this is an acrylic center. Now this acrylic center, I actually made myself out of beads, which might be something we'll do on another video. Let me see if I can find another example. Here's another example I found. Let's see if I can get this in. Here's a pretty little pink flower that had this little plastic flower embellishment in the middle with stickles around the edges. Isn't that cute? And here's yet another one. See this one up above my baby picture? Another little pink flower. You can tell I used a lot of pink in this album. Again with the pink, here's another pink little flower. Well, that's just several ideas on how to make your own flowers. I'll say pick your own flowers. You can either get them ready-made, but there's one thing about that is you are limited to the colors and the centers they put on them. Now, in my books, I do like to use kind of small centers so it doesn't puff up my page so much, but it depends on where you're using it. If you're using it on the front of an altered book, you could have great big centers like some of these that came from the store. This is a huge center here. Well, so is this one, and they're beautiful. But if I was to use that on my scrapbook page, I'd have to take it out and off and put a flatter center in there so it wouldn't, they dent the opposite page that's laying against them, and that can be very frustrating. So remember that when you put these flowers on, to try to use flatter centers if it's going to be opposite a page with pictures or things that you don't want to be dented. Now, all of my things are covered in plastic, but that wouldn't stop a sharp little embellishment in the middle of your flower from denting your other page. But this is fun. I mean, you have the fun of designing your own flowers and layering them. I love this layered look. I want to go ahead and glue this in here when I get done with this video and use it on a page. So I hope you've enjoyed these ideas of picking your own flowers in various beautiful places like, well, the store, but just not the craft store, but Walmart or Target or any place that sells this kind of stuff. And I'm so anxious to use these. I just love these colors. So I hope you have a good time with this. And I'm Jan from the Fuzzy Duckling, and I will see you on another video very soon. Thank you for being with us today.